Hi everybody, it's Jessica, the Dollhouse Curator, and welcome back to the Curated Dollhouse. Today's video is going to be a lot different than the normal videos you were used to from me, because today I and Mini-Me are here to issue our second Dollhouse Curator channel to the YouTube collector community. So if you are unaware, with me, the Dollhouse Curator, or the Curated Dollhouse, or the challenge that we issued earlier this year, I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown on it. So back in May, actually it was the end of April, but back in May, I did the Mayhem Challenge. I looked around my doll space, y'all, and I had a whole bunch of projects that I had started and never finished. And I got so annoyed with myself on my lack of follow through on stuff from my hobby that I decided to issue a challenge to myself to complete 10 of the projects that I had started and never finished for the month of May. I had a blast doing it, y'all. I really did. I was able to work on some stuff, get more proficient at sewing. I finished my first on-screen big craft video for my channel. I had a lot of fun with that challenge, and it took me the full 30 days or 31 days to get through it, but I had a blast, and I got a lot of stuff done. But as we are approaching the end of the year, hubby and I have been talking, and I am ready to do my second challenge for this year. And my challenge for November is going to be No by November. Before y'all hit stop, please give me a minute. Before you hit stop, change the channel, because I'm talking about we ain't finna spend nothing for November on a hobby. Stick with me. Y'all know whenever I issue a challenge, I am really issuing it for myself. And I am going to be doing videos throughout the month to show you the progress that I take on with the challenge. But I also think that if I'm doing it for myself, I think other people would find it cool to do also, or at least attempt. So I am issuing this out to everybody. But y'all, this time, let me scoot up. I ain't coming just for the doll collectors. No. I'm coming for all collectors this time, whether it is stamps, cars, spoons, or alien autopsy videos. Whatever your hobby is, I am asking you to join me for the month of November for a No by November challenge for our collector hobbies. The reason why I'm doing this, y'all, because you know I always got to give you a little backstory and a little background. After my Mayhem Challenge, right at the end of it, my oldest son moved out, and I got to take over his room and create my amazing doll room that I am in. And I spent a little more than I normally would have on putting my doll room together, because I really wanted it to be what I wanted, because it was my first time ever having my own doll space. And then after that, in October, hubby and I were finally able to get to Canton. And for the first time ever, we were able to go to Canton as empty nesters. So I had my entire Canton budget to spend. Normally, I have to split that with the kids, but this time I had the whole thing to spend. And y'all, I spent the whole thing. Yes, I did. Plus some. Plus some. But I thought, after having a good amount of months to kind of splurge and overspend on some projects that I wanted to complete, that it was time to pull the reins in and really get serious about my doll budget. And I decided that having a zero budget for November would be a great idea for myself. And then as hubby and I kept talking, we developed it into a challenge. Very similar to the Mayhem Challenge, but also very different. So for the Mayhem Challenge back in May, I said that was going to be the hardest and the easiest challenge that you would find for the doll community on YouTube. And for this one, y'all, I wanted to up the ante. So this will be the hardest challenge you will find on YouTube for collector community, period. To take an entire month and not spend a dime, not a nickel, not a penny, not a peso, not a franc on your hobby. It is going to be challenging, but I really plan to be successful on this. And to ensure that I am successful, I have put myself some guidelines together. You know I love my handy dandy notebook. I even got Mini-Me over here with her handy dandy notebook to ensure that not only am I going to take on this challenge, that one, it will truly be a challenge, but two, that it will also be a lot of fun. So the first part of our challenge is that we have a zero budget to spend on our doll hobby for the month of November. Not a dime. No justification. No girl math, no collector math. You know how we do? You know how we do. If I get it now and I don't get something next time, then that will equal out. No, sir. No justifications. $0 for the month of November on your doll hobby. The second thing I'm going to do that I think is going to be super fun and a nice little benefit to this is I am going to create what I am calling a bypass list. I will be bypassing a lot of items for the month of November that are going to be coming out that I know I probably would want to add to my collection, but instead of buying them, I am going to add them to my bypass list along with the amount that they cost, tax and shipping if needed included. And at the end of the month, I am going to total up how much is on my bypass list, and I am going to take that amount and add it as a bonus amount for my Christmas shopping. I think that is a great way to do this and still make it fun, and also to have that bonus that I can use for Christmas. And no, that bonus won't just be spent on the dollhouse, but you know, Christmas for the family in general. But I think that is a great way to enjoy this and to have a little hee and a little nudge in the gut every time you know something that you would have added to your collection is crossing that TV or that Instagram feed or that Facebook scroll or that TikTok. You can be like, oh, I got to add that to the bypass list. Yeah, what about 3 of them? Yep, I think it's going to be beneficial and it will help us track our normal spending habits. The next thing on my list that I'm going to do that I think is going to be super fun is I am going to shop my collection. Since I have a zero budget for my doll hobby, that includes crafts, spray paint, peel and stick paper, popsicle sticks, all of that, I am going to be shopping through my collection for craft materials and fabrics and other stuff that I would normally be buying to do projects. And I am going to use that as part of what I want to do for this month, so that again, I am spending $0 on my doll hobby. Because let's be honest, we know we have foam board, we know we have tape, glue, spray paint, fabric, beads. We have it. We just continuously go out and buy more. But to do this, I'm going to shop my collection and see what I have and what I can create. Our next thing is why this is amped up to the next level. Because in the Mayhem Challenge, I said 10 projects that I know I had neglected. And that 10 projects, y'all, fed into my ADD-liciousness. Because if I got bored working on my sewing project or frustrated, I could get up and go work on my organization. Or I could get up and go work on my closet that I created using the Barbie You Create Kit packaging. If you haven't seen that video, please do. We created a fabulous closet for our guy dolls using that packaging for the month of Mayhem. But y'all, it still gave me plenty of squirrel moments on different stuff to work on. But like I said, we amping up for the month of November. So for the month of November, my no buy November, we will be focusing on mainly one project. If you were here when we were putting our doll room together, one of the videos I mentioned hubby had brought me home a plethora of cardboard, really nice cardboard. And we had a great idea on what we wanted to do with that cardboard. We ain't did nothing with it. As much as we have done is to get it out of my doll room into my youngest son's bedroom. He's off at college now, under the bed. That's where that cardboard is. I have done nothing else with it. So it has become, in essence, another Mayhem project. And I plan to get something done with it for the month of November. And I have a huge project in mind that I think is going to be wonderful for this No Spend November. I already have the cardboard. I'm going to shop my collection for craft materials, and we are going to spend the month focused on mainly that one project for this month. That also, I think, is going to help me with the no spend, because I'm not going to be working on multiple projects. So it's not like I will be tempted to have to run out and get something because I ran out of it. If we run out of something, we will have to innovate in a different way. Next, we will be expanding on our Save for Later box. So our Save for Later box is something that I talk about when we get to organization. So when you have items that you know you haven't used recently in your collecting hobby, you can put it in that Save for Later box, get it out of your immediate storage area. And if you need to use something from it, you go to the box, you get it. You know it's something beneficial, you can leave it in your collection. If that box sits there for 3 months or 6 months or a year and you've pulled nothing out, you know you're good to donate some of that stuff because you're not using it. Well, we are going to expand on that idea in the Curated Dollhouse for our No by November. And I am going to be doing a Save for Later box, because I continuously go through and purge and reorganize and refresh my collection. So I'm going to start my Save for Later box. And I am going to create a secondary box that I am calling Reorganize and Rotate. In my doll space now, I have quadrupled the amount of display space that I usually have. And I noticed that I am still turning my collection and my scenes, but I am not doing it as consistently as I used to on my 60 by 19 inch space, because I don't have to tear down everything to create a new space. So I haven't been out to my external storage to get some of that stuff that I would normally be doing pretty consistently in my old space. So I am going to be tearing down a lot, not all, a lot of what I have up on my shelves that I've had in here for a few months. I'm going to be packing that up, putting that into the external storage, and pulling some of the really nice stuff that I have in storage out there into the doll room so I can set up additional spaces and keep moving through the stuff that I have gained as part of my collection. The final thing that is on my list for this No by November challenge is something that is near and dear to the curator's heart, because it's something I periodically do. And that is, we are going to take our entire bypass list at the end of November, and we are going to choose one item on there that we are going to do an if you can't buy it, make it segment. So if you're familiar with my channel, you know I do this periodically. Sometimes I do it because I'm not going to spend the money on a specific doll because I have something similar in my collection. Sometimes I do it just because I think it will be super fun to expand on my collection. But in having the idea for the bypass list of all of the stuff that I'm not going to get in November that I normally would have, I thought it would be cool, especially for my individual channel, to take an item from that list and still choose not to get it, because I am going to do a if you can't buy it, make it segment. That could entail making the clothes, doing the crafts, whatever it comes in, whatever it takes, but I'm not going to spend any money on it. So that will be something that we do probably towards the 3rd week of November, because that'll give me plenty of time to create that bypass list. I can choose my project from it, and then I will still have about a week or so left in the No by November challenge to do that if you can't buy it, make it project. Again, that could be making clothes or accessories or whatever, but I think that will be fun, and again, get me back into my collection instead of just constantly adding to the collection. So for those of you who stuck around with me, because I know some folks at some point was like, she talking crazy, I'm not finna do that. You don't have to take on this challenge. This challenge is really what I'm issuing for myself. But I am opening it up to all of the collector communities, like I said, whether it is stamps, Marilyn Monroe apparel, spaceship paraphernalia, whatever it is that you collect. I am asking you to join me for the month of November in doing a zero budget for your hobby and figuring out ways like I have to be able to get into your collection and re-fall in love with it, enjoy it, and to improve it. So if you are still here with me and I haven't ran you off with my very high-minded idea that I am going to be able to make it through the entire month of November without spending a peso on my dollhouse, I am going to share with you how you can join me for this challenge. Again, like I did with the Mayhem Challenge, to ensure we are not adding even more stress on top of you with trying to take on a big challenge. You do not have to post pictures or content. You don't have to do videos. If you want to, you are more than willing to. Please ensure you tag me in it, either at Dollhouse Curator or using the hashtag that I'm about to give you, so that I can see your content and be able to watch and enjoy your journey as you were sharing it with me. But you do not have to post any content or videos. This is really personal challenge that I am throwing out there in hopes that the collector community will join me. And if you don't join me, you can at least come back every week and watch as we go through this successful struggle bus challenge that I think we are going to have, and watch as I attempt to make it through this challenge for this month. So if you want to join the Dollhouse Curator No by November challenge, all you need to do is post hashtag DC No by NOV for No by November under any of the videos that I do this month, and commit to taking on a $0 budget for your doll house or your collector hobby for the entire month. Now, some of you are going to be getting this November 5th, November 15th, November 20th. Don't feel bad if, just like I said in the Mayhem Challenge, if you're catching it deep into the challenge and it's something that sounds interesting to you, no fret. Just commit to spending the next 30 days and doing the zero budget for the next 30 days, and then it will be enough. Okay, so you don't have to start at the beginning of November, because I know everyone is not going to see it at that time. But if you're catching it later and it's something you want to join in, just comment again, hashtag DC No by NOV under any of the videos that we do this month, and join me. If you are willing, create some content or some videos, or post some pictures about your No by November journey, but you don't have to. That is the wonderful thing about the challenges that I issue to the community. It's number one, a challenge that I am taking on myself, and if you want to join me, I think it would be wonderful to share this experience with some others, but you don't have to. And with the challenges, I don't want to add extra stress to where you're feeling like you can't get stuff done or you're having to force yourself to do it. That's not what these are about. Though they are challenging, I love these because they are also very fun and eye-opening as well. So let me check my handy dandy notebook, see if there's anything I missed. We talked through the challenge. We gave you the hashtag. We talked through the bypass list. I actually think that was the cute little name for that, the bypass list, and the cost. If there is a doll that comes out, let's say, for instance, the Barbie signature first ever collector Brooklyn doll, that is definitely on my list to add to my collection. She's supposed to be coming out October 30th. If they push that doll release until November, I'm not going to be able to get her, y'all. I'm going to be so sick. But she will go on my bypass list at about $69. Even though she's $55, we got to add in tax and shipping. And at the end of November, I'm going to total up that bypass list, and all of the money that I would have spent In November, I am going to add to my Christmas budget so I can have a little bit extra for the Christmas holidays. We talked through our one project focus. The Mayhem Challenge was wonderful for us with ADD and ADHD because we could have so many wonderful squirrel moments in being able to jump from project to project to project and still have a level of focus. But for November, I am bringing that focus down to micro focus. And I am trying to do one main project primarily around cardboard because I have a lot of cardboard around here, from the cardboard hubby brought me home to Amazon boxes, doll boxes, all kind of stuff. And I think taking on this challenge of focusing on one project that is based around cardboard will help me not only get something done with this stuff, it will also make it really easy for me to figure out how to prevent myself later on from having so much cardboard and other little materials sitting around. We talked through shopping the collection. I'm excited about shopping the collection, y'all. I have all kinds of spray paint, stick pens, fabric, peel and stick paper, scrapbook paper around this house and in the garage. And when I shop this collection, I really am excited to see how much stuff I have that I can actually craft with, and some of the stuff that I have literally forgotten about because I bought it to use for something, never used it, and it just disappeared kind of out of my brain. I'm excited to see what I can find in this house for craft materials. We also covered the save for later and reorganize, rotate collection box. You know that I go through and I do the year of the guy, so each season I pick a new guy. I don't really do that with my girl dolls, but that may be something I do for this also. I don't always use the same dolls, but some of the ones that are in the collection in the Restyle closet that I haven't used in a while, I may pull those out and put them into curator rotation because I haven't used them. Really excited about that. So excited about that. I already got one on my brain now that I haven't used in years, but I cannot purge her from my collection. Every time she goes in the bag, I literally wound up back in that bag, digging through, finding her, and she comes back in here, and I still don't use her. So she will be number one on the list that I will be putting into rotation. Matter of fact, let me grab her and show you who I'm talking about. Okay, this is my doll. I named her Lauren. I don't even remember who this doll is, where I got her from, or how long she's been in the collection. As you can see on this side, I tried to do some makeover and I wound up wiping out part of her eyebrow. I left it. I was like, people do that. It's fashion. So I left it. I have tried to do some basic customizing on her eyes and lips, y'all. This is like years ago when I had no clue what I was doing with doll customization. I am much better now, nowhere near a pro, but I am much better now. But every time I put Lauren in the donate pile, I wound up digging her out and putting her back in the closet, but I never use her. So Lauren will be the main doll on my list that will be in that kind of reorganize and rotate idea, because I have so many dolls that I haven't got a chance to use in a long time, just because we're constantly buying new stuff. And the last thing on the list is the if you can't buy it, make it project. That is something that I do really consistently here on the Dollhouse Curator channel. We did it for the Barbie Deluxe doll with the beautiful glittery prosthetic leg. I made me one of my own because I couldn't get that doll initially. I still wound up getting her because she was a must-have for my collection, but it's really nice to have a second made to move, or a second body for her that is made to move, that has a different kind of fashion idea on that prosthetic leg that I did as if you can't buy it, make it project. We did 2 of those for the Aaliyah doll that came out. I did one that kind of had the doll's outfit on, or my version of it. And then I did one based on my favorite Aaliyah character, which is Trish from Romeo Must Die. We also did one here recently over the new Clueless dolls. I wasn't going to spend the money for those dolls. I had a teen Skipper face mold in my collection. I have numerous Brooklyns in my collection because she is my absolute favorite Barbie doll ever. Yes. So I did my own, and I took it a step further with that, and I created a Thai version of a Clueless doll, and we did a Christian character inspired outfit for our guy dolls. So I'm really excited about that If You Can't Buy It, Make It project. And knowing that I am going to pull the idea from that project from my bypass list, I think that'll be fun. And we're going to do that again probably about 3 weeks into this challenge so that I have plenty of stuff on my bypass list to choose from. So that is it. That is all of the information for my No Buy November challenge issued by the Dollhouse curator to all the collector community. Again, doll collectors, don't feel bad. I'm not coming for just us. I'm coming for all collectors. Are you willing to take on the No Buy November challenge in your collector hobby? If you are, make sure to comment hashtag DCNOBUYNOV. That stands for hashtag DC No Buy November under any of the videos that we do this month or any of the posts that we make. And also, if you are going to take it on, please let me know what your hobby is. Is it painting, stamp collecting, alien autopsy videos? If it's that one, share some. I think that would be really cool, or at least share it with me. But anyway, my point is, if you are going to do this challenge with me, and I really hope you all do, because you know I'm going to be making a whole bunch of videos this month to share my progress with you all. I would love to see what you're doing in your collection for this No Buy November. Okay, that's it. Y'all know I love to talk, and if I don't hush, I'm gonna keep on talking, and this done took me about 26 takes. Usually it's 4 or 5. This one, 26 to get this far, and because it is taking me 26 takes, I am going to be putting some bloopers in at the end of this where you can see why it sometimes takes me so many takes to get a video done. But I absolutely love this challenge, y'all. I'm really excited about it, especially for myself. And I hope a lot of you out there join me for this hashtag DC No Buy November challenge, because I think we are going to have a blast with this. And it is going to make us re-fall in love with our collections and our hobbies. All right. Until next time, this is the Dollhouse Curator and the Dollhouse Curator Mini-Me. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and leave me comments and let me know if you are going to be joining the No Buy November challenge with me, what your hobby is, and if you think you will be successful in this hobby. Y'all, I think I will, but all truth be told, we're talking about $0 in a hobby that I have consistently been immersed in pretty much my entire life, but especially in the last 3 years with being a creator on YouTube. This is going to be a heck of a challenge. Until next time, bye y'all. And I am really, really excited about doing this. I already said I'm excited on Mayhem Challenge. What? The Mayhem Challenge, this challenge is going to be harder than the Mayhem Challenge. Stick with me. Put the remote down. Put the remote down. Don't skip. Don't pause. Don't fast forward. Don't change the channel. Stop. There go the pearls. It's okay. It's okay.